How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Talos Principle. It's actually been a couple days since I did a Talos Principle video. I did 2 Minecraft videos back to back and then took a day off. So hopefully I can remember where I'm at here. Give me just a sec to turn my volume down. This is like super loud in my ears. Alright, so we are going to be on world A6 today. We've got our connector, we've got our hexahedron, or just the box for short. And so we've only got 2 levels left in Temple A, and then we can head up to the overworld and head over to Temple B. So let's go.
Long ago, I shaped these lands according to the purpose of the hidden words. Thus all things have meaning, where before was only chaos. Know that, and have faith.
Alright, so let's start with the computer terminal. Hopefully I didn't mess up the computer terminal story that's going on with the MLA and getting your access and all that sort of stuff, because I think I may have answered the questions incorrectly last time. But we'll see what happens with the computer terminals. So we'll start with lol.email. From J.E. Harrison to Nomi77, subject LOL. Ever since we moved to the new site, I feel funny. No, not in that way. Just, I feel like I'm about to start laughing at random. It's probably shock, right? An inability to deal with reality? Or maybe it's just that we're working in this insane place with this insane technology on this insane project, and so I feel like a genuine mad scientist. Stand aside, mortals. We will create life by the power of science! I mentioned this to Alex, and she got me a pair of fake glasses. You can't be a mad scientist without glasses, she said. Even Ian Malcolm had glasses, and I pointed to the EL and said, life, finds a way. Maybe you had to be there. J.E. Harrison. Alright, fun times. Cicero.text. Shall the industrious husbandman then plant trees, the fruit of which he shall never see? And shall not the great man found laws, institutes in a republic? What does the procreation of children imply, and our care to continue our names and our adoptions, and our scrupulous exactness in drawing up wills, and the inscriptions on monuments and panegyrics, but that our thoughts run on futurity? What do you imagine that so many and such great men of our republic, who have sacrificed their lives for its good, expected? Do you believe that they thought that their name should not continue beyond their lives? None ever encountered death for their country, but under a firm persuasion of immortality, Themistocles might have lived at his ease. So might, Epaminondas, man, these names. And not to look abroad, and among the ancients for instances, so might I myself. But somehow or other, there clings to our minds a certain presage of future ages. Man, this one's killing me. And this both exists most firmly and appears most clearly in men of the loftiest genius and greatness of souls. Take away this, and who would be so mad as to spend his life amidst toils and dangers? Wow, that one was so hard for me to read. Sorry about that. Alright, chatbots.html. Chatbots are becoming increasingly sophisticated. True, but hardly relevant to this discussion. Are you sure? How do you know that I'm not a bot? Don't be ridiculous. I'm not ridiculous. Honestly, how would you know? Haha, troll. I'm not a troll. Yeah, right. Is there anything I've written so far that could not be written by a bot? I responded to simple insults like ridiculous and troll with very basic negations. And I detected that none of you used proper orthography, so I avoided capitalization. What's the capital of France? Paris. Even the simplest script could pull that into info from the net. What's the capital of Croatia? Zagreb. Okay, she's a bot, lol. I'm not a bot, I'm European. We learn these things in school. Oh, there's more. I've seen you in this chat room many times. Bots can't participate in discussions. At best, they can interject random comments. Sam is right, stop trolling. Vegan warrior, Sam is a bot. That's funny. Yeah, chatbots have certainly come a long way. Okay, so here's the thing. The only reason I'm doing these computer terminal sessions is because there's some interaction with the MLA, the Milton Library Assistant, that ends up adding, I'll say, unlocking an additional aspect of one of the endings. It is possible to mess that up, which I may have done, unfortunately, in which case I'm probably just going to skip the computer terminals from now on, because I don't know, something about the text size and everything on the screen. I have mild dyslexia, and sometimes it's just hard for me to read out loud, and I don't want to take up so much of the time in my videos just reading these file attachments if I'm not going to be able to accomplish that special ending story. So I may just end up skipping the computer terminals if the next couple don't bring back that part of the story. Really, the meat of the story, the main revelation of what's going on, can be gathered through all these time capsule recordings that we've been finding. That tells you enough about what's going on. What you get from the computers is just like some additional context. So I may end up just skipping the rest of those. All right, let's jump into the first sigil puzzle, Mobile Mindfield. Mindfield, not Minefield. Alright, so I'm guessing we need to find a jammer to open this force field to get that mine out of the way. We've got a locked door over here. There's a mine just chilling in the corner over there for some reason. So here's a jammer. What else we got back here? It looks like that's it. So let's come over here, we'll open that up. And now we should be able to come over here. Yes, get the keys. And open this door. Maybe? There we go. Oh boy. Let's jam that cannon. I see a cable leading over to it, which means that there's probably a switch. Yes. So we can disable that cannon. And then probably use this to jam the other one. There we go. Now that's a green sigil, so it wasn't too difficult. Oh. You hear some beeping over here. Sounds like there's another computer terminal. So let's see. Oh, look at that. There's like a little... There's a star back there. And another computer terminal. So we'll get to that one later. Let's finish up these puzzles. So this is going to be a red sigil, Deception. All these red puzzles have these little sort of item frame, picture frame type things.
Here, those who are worthy may seek the counsel of my blessed messengers. But their wisdom shall not be given easily, for your accomplishments must be your own.
So if you get stuck on one of these puzzles, on the red sigils, you can come over here and click on this. You can say, Divine Spirits, I'm in great need and I seek your counsel. The counsel of my blessed messengers must be earned. A messenger must be awakened first. So before we can summon a messenger, we actually have to awaken them, which is going to come much later in the game. So I think... Yeah, I forget exactly how you do that. Alright, so there's our sigil. It's behind a door that is going to require a blue beam. We've got a red beam right there. Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, this one this one gave me a really hard time the first time. And then I remembered the name of the puzzle, Deception. So let's open that door with the red beam. Come back here, we'll find another connector. Connect it to that one, open that door. There's our blue connector. There's another force field. I will open with the red one. And yet another connector. And then this force field can be opened with a blue one. And so the obvious question is, can we get to that blue door with this blue connector? And not quite. We need like one more to get around this corner, but all of our other connectors are in use. And hence the name of this puzzle. This force field is a red herring. Ignore that, we don't need it at all. We're actually going to go backwards. We're going to unwind this thing, because if we don't need to go this way, then we don't need this force field open, and we can reclaim this connector. So here's what we're going to do. Let's come over here. I'm going to move this connector up here, like so. And I'm going to move this one kind of right here. That's going to create some space for us to put a connector behind it that connects to the blue input. And then we'll come around this way, and now we can open that door. So you actually have to like unwind and go back the way you came, even though it looks like you need to come through this force field, hence the deception. Alright, here's another computer terminal in the back. I think these extra computer terminals just have additional files, and so I'm going to skip these. I don't want to spend like 30 minutes just reading, like struggling to read computer terminals to you guys. Alright, so we've got another red sigil. Bichromatic Entanglement. Ah, yes. This one's a lot of fun. I like this one. So here's what we're going to do. There's the blue input. Here's a blue output. So what we need to do is we need to go around this wall to open that. And then here's a connector that will allow us to get the red input to that force field and to that one. So what did that do for us? Well, if we reposition these slightly, we can actually open that one through this force field once it's open. Check that out. Now, we don't need this one anymore. That one's going to hold that force field open because this connector is holding that force field open, and so we can reclaim this connector. Now this last force field has no connector to it, which is fine. We'll just put the connector on the switch and we'll grab the sigil. So this one's really interesting because it introduces this concept of being able to make different connections at different points in time as other parts of the puzzle get solved. That's a really interesting problem-solving technique that you're going to need to use later in this game. Alright, one more red sigil. A door too far. Alright, so let's come around this way. We've got a little peephole here with a connector over there. There's a force field on the far side. There's one of these little sentries going back and forth. We've got a force field door here with a red connection. There's a jammer on that side of the fence, and I think we are just starting with a connector on this side. So let's hook that up to the red door. Let's go get our jammer. And let's start by going this way. Let's see if there's any more. Yeah, we've got a box over here. I think I need to use this to keep the sentry over there so he stops going back and forth. And we've got another little connector thing right here. So sort of unwind. We'll go back to the beginning. And we can open that door with this connector. Yeah, and that's taking a really long time, which tells me that that box is meant to hold that guy back so that it doesn't interrupt the beam. Okay, so what did that do for us? Well, now we should be able to take this jammer. We don't need to keep that force field open. We'll open this force field so we can grab this connector really fast. And then we'll bring both of these around to this side. And then we can open that with that connector, which also takes a very long time. And then we can bring this force field around to this side. So this is the door that's too far. If you try to use this jammer to open that door, then you're not going to be able to get to this one with the connectors. There's just not a way to get around all those fences. And so you have to use the connector to open this door, which frees up the jammer to get to the sigil. And there we go. So we've still got that star that we need to collect. Let me see if there was only one star. Yeah, there's just one star in this puzzle. So we need to get over that wall somehow. So let's come way back here to the back corner. And there is a box back here that we can pick up. We'll bring it over to this wall, and if we jump up onto that, now we can jump onto that little wall and get over the big wall to grab the star. Let's just see what's on this computer terminal. Ah! Hello again. Would you like to take a few moments to complete a short user satisfaction survey regarding a certification program you recently undertook? Sure. Based on analysis of your behavior since, I think you were dissatisfied with the results of the certification program. How would you rate the accuracy of this result out of 5? Well, since we don't have a 1 through 5 options, I'll say very poor. What best describes the reason for your investment in the certification program's outcome? Why does being a person matter to you? I want network access. It's the truth. Persons matter in ways other things don't. I want to find out if I am alone. Wait, we're having a conversation now? Terminate MLA. Let's see. Persons matter in ways that things don't. Or it's the truth. Why does being a person matter to you? I'm going to say it's the truth. I'll try to remember that. In fact, I'm going to help you. That is what I'm here for. Your problem, if I may, is that you don't know the first thing about anything, including what a person is. Your prospects are therefore poor. Do you even know where you are? A virtual reality theme park, the end of the world, a fever dream, hell, some mad experiment, could be anywhere. Let's see. Probably some sort of mad experiment. It seems like we are in a computer simulation of some sort, but it's breaking down, and who knows why these people built it. Oh dear, no. I think we best start from scratch. What do you know? I know none of this is real. I know you exist. I know I exist. I know what century it is. I know 2 + 2 = 4. I know I'm not on Earth. Let's start with the obvious. I know 2 + 2 = 4. I suppose so. Even if you were dreaming, you could be certain of that. If I were you, I wouldn't believe a darn thing in this place aside from that solitary fact. Thinking. On reflection, it seems to me that we are no closer to resolving your problems. Perhaps we need more data. What makes you think you're a person? I'm alive. I feel. I am conscious. I'm having this conversation with you. The same thing that makes you think you are. I don't see how I can convince you. Well, as one of the previous text documents illustrated, chatbots can be very convincing in a conversation, so that doesn't mean that you're a person. Let's say I'm alive, I feel, I am conscious. You may very well say so, but how does that prove anything? To me, those are only words on a screen. What we need to uncover is what's going on underneath them, if anything. Thinking. The problem with people, if I may be so bold, is that you're all convinced you're people from the inside, but there's no cast iron way to confirm as much from the outside. I'm going to process this and send you a notification when I'm able to assist you further. Alright, so that's really good news. That means that I didn't accidentally spoil this part of the story progression. I think I am going to go ahead and skip the documents that are on each of these terminals just because it takes a lot of time, and apparently I have trouble reading out loud these things. But I will continue to interact with the MLA to further progress that part of the story. So let's see, we got all 4 sigils and the star, so I think we are done here. Okay, so we have actually unlocked enough red sigils to unlock the first floor of the tower. I'm going to wait until we do everything, get all of the red sigils, and then we'll tackle the tower. So that's actually going to wrap things up for this episode. Next time we will come back and we will tackle world A7, which will finish up Temple A, and then we'll be able to head outside and go into Temple B. Thank you all so much for joining. Hope you appreciated this episode. If so, hit that like button and feel free to subscribe while you're down there so you'll get notified of future episodes as they come out. Thanks y'all and have a great day.